Yo, what's up, guys? I thought I'd do a little draft analysis for my team in the Black Dolphins draft league. I've been pretty hyped up all around the draft scene for my impeccable team knowledge and drafting skills, and I'm pretty much known as like the GOAT, the LeBron James of Pokemon draft. And yeah, let's just get right into it. I don't want to, waste anyone's time, waste my own time because, I got really, really important things to do right now. So let's move on to our first overall pick here. We got Zamazenta. Um, this should not have been on the board. There are a lot of things that shouldn't have been on the board, but this is probably number one. Actually, no, there's Mega Blaziken and Magearna on the board. This is among the best things on the board. I don't think I need to explain why this thing is disgusting. It pretty much speaks for itself. I wanted to get Mega Blaziken, but it was taken like 2 picks in front of me. I don't remember. So I had to settle for, trashy Zamazenta here. You know, he's pretty garbage. But our next pick here, for some reason, you chuckleheads gave me Dragapult in the middle of round two. Um, so I went in here, thinking I'd draft a nice team full of, some unique mons, and ended up starting to build an OU team. So thanks to everyone that helped me do that, and I'm really happy about this Dragapult pick. He can do a lot of things like be fast and also be strong and U-turn. That's pretty cool to me, I think. So if we move on to pick number 3 here, we got my first Terra captain. We got Zarude. I forgot this guy existed. I kind of had to look up what he did because I've never looked at his stats. I've never looked at this mon before. I honestly they announced it and I never ever heard from it again. So after looking at it, 10 points for Satan Incarnate seemed a little too good of a deal to pass up in round three. We have our Terra types here, Dark, Poison, and Fairy. And this monster here, you see that base stat total there of 600? I can terrestrialize that guy. And he cost me 10 points. Okay? Highway robbery on Geo's part. Thank you, Geo. I really appreciate it. Another one that y'all let me get away with, Mew. Um, so Jesus here can do anything he wants. I'm mainly going to use him the incorrect way and do funny things because I prefer funny things over good things. That should be a pretty common theme throughout my battles. You'll notice that even though my team is on paper really strong, I like to throw for the bit. So you'll catch me instead of running like a pretty optimal Mew set, you'll catch me running, you know, like I did in week one, a Swords Dance Mew, who didn't click Swords Dance the entire game. He clicked like one attacking move and died. Anyways, our next pick here is my goat, Klefki. So you see here in big blue, really high definition letters, Prankster. That is the reason that Klefki is good. Klefki is going to come in and he's going to click Thunderwave, he's going to click Reflect, he's going to click Light Screen. I'm starting to actually talk about the Mon too much. Anyways, the set I'm going to run every single time is Iron Defense, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, and Stored Power because I'm goated. And I don't need any of that utility, or whatever you like to call it. For my next pick, I picked up Xurkitree. I was like, I need an electric type. And if you'll notice here, he only actually has one stat. Uh, the other ones like didn't load in. So he was only invented with one stat. They didn't give him any others. He doesn't really need any others, to be honest. Like, if you just ignore they exist and you look at the special attack, he has to be, like, busted. And that was my thought process. I was like, ooh, big number, and I had to get him, clearly. And if you notice the design here, it's very stupid. And that kind of falls in line with what I like and what I agree with. And we're going to move on to probably my favorite mod I drafted this whole season. This is Minior. This is my second Terra Captain. As you'll see here, my beautiful Photoshop showcasing our Terra Flying and Terra Steel. So Minior is really cool. He sits up here. You see these small stats, the small ones that make him a little bulky. He sits up there and he clicks Shell Smash on you. And then you get him down to below half health because he's bulky at first. And then he turns fast and offensive and he takes his clothes off and he just gets naked. And he clicks that white herb off that Shell Smash. He's not weak anymore. He's really buff and strong. And then, get this, he can click +2 Terra Flying Acrobatics. Don't tell anyone I told you, because I might be using that. Okay? And if you heard that, no, you didn't. Our next mon here is Tentacruel. This one's kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of just me going, I kind of need to pick up some utility here. I needed a rapid spinner. I needed a water type. I needed something to absorb toxic spikes because I don't like being poisoned. It's probably top 7 worst things to happen ever. You know, probably somewhere below 9/11. Uh, so the jellyfish here, Tentacruel, he's gonna come in and he's pretty much going to do the exact same thing every week. I'm not going to bring him most weeks. I'm going to be completely honest. I do not like this Mon, but I drafted him just to draft him. I really was against it. But anyways, next pick here, we got Soup. As you'll notice, his head is a big soup bowl. But yeah, so this is a really funny thing to get in the late rounds of the draft. Um, you just look at the stats. That's really all you need to see. And that special defense, just imagine that's like also really high. You can just pretend because he has an ability, but I don't think I need to explain that to you. I don't know what it does. Uh, next up we got probably the most goated pick, other than Minior, obviously. We got Raticate. This is going to be coming every single week. I'll have you know. This diamond on his head, this is the Terra Normal. If you had no idea what it looked like or you were just like born in the past week, uh, Raticate has this thing called guts. So instead of like wearing his guts on the inside, he wears them on his sleeve. And he's just really boastful about how much guts he has, and that makes it so that whenever he gets set on fire, he gets like really strong because out of all the guts that are outside, they harden and they turn into bigger muscles. That makes sense. And so he does this thing called facade. And if you know what facade means, it's kind of like lying. So he basically lies his way into doing a bunch of damage to you. Because you see that attack stat, that's only 81. That's not doing a lot. But if he lies to you and tells you that he's powerful and he, gets Terra Normal and Guts boosted and 140 base power stab facade, he'll probably do a little damage. And that's kind of my motto there, doing a little damage. I typically try to do that in my games. Sometimes I fail at it, like against Lucky. We don't want to talk about that. But yeah. Anyways, that's my team comp right there, and it's pretty goated. And if you disagree, then I hope you lose to Howl.